Hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Play The Legend of the Mystical Ninja. I've actually been waiting to do this for a pretty long time, actually. And we're just gonna go right on in. Let's check out this plot. Hey, Kid Ying! Have you heard the news? What are you talking about?
Oh, have you not heard? It was my understanding that everyone had heard.
Heard what?
Brian, don't!
Oh, well, bad.
You know about that beautiful girl. Oh, you mean the ghost woman of the temple? Yeah, that's the one. Something terrible has happened. Oh no! Hey, no close-ups. That's no way for a good ghost to act. She shouldn't hurt people. That ghost has some nerve. I'll show her that I'm a brave man. Talk is cheap. Let's go. I'm with you, Dr. Yang. And with that, we're already going into the first stage. Yeah, this game's story starts off a bit weird. Welcome to Warlock Zone 1, Mystical Ghost. And first of all, I'm gonna say one thing. You'll hear me switching between some names here. Kid Ying and Dr. Yang are not named in any other game in the series or in Japan. In Japan, Kid Ying is Goemon, and Dr. Yang is Abisamaru. Some of you might actually recognize those names in these character designs by a certain game from the N64 known as Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. That's because they're from the same series. This one here is technically Goemon number 8, I believe. Whereas Mystical Ninja is, I want to say, like number 13 or something like that. These games have been all over the place, from the arcade all the way to, I think the most recent one was like on DS or mobile phone or something like that. And as you're probably noticing, this game is a bit of an odd mix of beat 'em up and RPG elements, because we're going to go first off buy some stuff. We want to buy some straw sandals, a couple of pairs of them at that. Because the more sandals you have, the more, the faster you are in the field. Bombs you can select with the select button, if you hit it twice, I believe. And you can just throw a very short range bomb that does decent damage. But my main way of attacking is the main weapon, the yo-yo. Well, it's a yo-yo right now. You saw at the start of the game, it was actually this little pipe thing. But by collecting little gray cats that are dropped by certain enemies, well, not certain enemies, randomly by enemies, you can upgrade your stuff. A strange cloud is coming from the north. I'm scared. Well, that was entirely necessary character communication. It just serves as a transition for this weirdness. You're gonna see a lot of weirdness in this game, by the way, because this game is very, very Japanese. Let's check this little building out. Welcome. Everything is delicious here. Would you like something to eat? Nah. If you're not gonna buy anything, please leave. Okay, lady. Good lord, you're scaring me. That is a little restaurant place. You can buy some food to restore your health. Our health, by the way, is the red boxes on the top left. And also, yeah, as you may notice, well, first off, this is dangerous territory. Be careful. Proceed with caution. You can enter houses in the main beat 'em up sections in order to talk to people, get some hints on where to go, and some funny dialogue all around. But for the most part, it's either going to be that or little platforming sections like this that control more or less the same but a bit differently. First off, you're locked onto a TV plane so you can't go up and down, though you can still aim up. Something that I don't show off much, though, at least not on this part of it, is that you can also duck by holding down and actually do a bit of a duck walk, which is more or less the worm. For the most part, though, the game controls very simply. B is jump as usual, Y is attack. You can also, actually, I didn't show it off. In fact, I probably rarely ever will. I mentioned before you can change your weapons by pressing select, but if you press it, I think it's once or twice, I forget the amount, you can actually select a coin. You can actually throw your money. By the way, this gong kills everything on screen. And throwing money is a very good long-range weapon, but I just prefer to use the yo-yo / pipe. Now, in terms of how I was introduced to this game, I actually didn't start playing Goemon until probably 2004 with one of the Game Boy games. But then I went back, found this one, and, well, I kind of fell in love. I forget the exact year I played this one, though. I think it may have been 2005. Oh, hey, the Blue Man Group. This section is actually particularly dangerous, because it might be hard to see, but there's actually spikes on the ground. I forget if they count as spikes or an instant death pit. But don't fall into where the bamboo is. It'll suck either way. The elephant, by the way, there I believe that's more or less a checkpoint. I rarely ever die in this game, so Either way, time for the first boss. Random anime ghost lady that we've only had like 2 seconds of setup for. This fight's very easy. We can't damage the ghost herself. We can only damage her with the plates that we bounce back into her. The plates move at a fairly predictable pattern, so as long as you just know where they're going and can, geometry, this is not very hard. Though I can admit it is fairly easy to also underestimate where the plates are going and get hit by yourself. But as you can see, it can go down pretty quickly. Random cat.
Oh my, you're so strong. I'm the ninja cat Kurobe. I've been waiting for someone to help me out of here. There's no time to explain. Take this $100 and hurry to Shikoku Island. Go see the cat boss Koban.
And with that, we have our next objective. Okay, then, by the way, don't show it off because I honestly forget about it, but if you attack, I think it's the right wall of the temple right there that I just came out of, you can find a head of the character, Kid Dracula, and that's $100 right there. Now, something else that a lot of the towns have is little minigames you can have. Like, this is a maze that this town has and a few other towns in the game have as well, which more or less puts you into a old Shin Megami Tensei kind of point of view where you're just wandering through a maze trying to find items. You can actually spam this place in order to get either extra money or extra lives. The blue door is the exit, but I don't want to go through there yet, obviously. You'll more or less almost always find $100 in here, so it's almost always worth going after, but I don't like to spam it like some other players do. Though if you don't know that, you can press, I think it's the B button for a map. This place can get kind of mazy. Well, obviously, but it's very easy to get lost in. Now, something I won't be taking much advantage of in this game is that at certain areas in certain towns, you can learn jutsu, more or less magic attacks. But I don't find them that useful, more often than not. I'm very physical with my attacks, so I just prefer to stay with the distance with the boomerang, or not boomerang, yo-yo. But it's there if you want to use it. And I'm probably going to state this again and again and again, but this game's soundtrack is glorious. Mind you, I don't know if you noticed, this is also like the 3rd or 4th Konami game in a row almost that I've done. And I'm not sure if you noticed this, but a lot of Konami games have great soundtracks. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. The main way I can go about showing, admittedly, moving around in this place is disorienting enough on its own in terms of trying to figure out where you're going on the map. The way I can best describe it is that the direction you're moving on the map is the direction that Goemon is facing on the top. So now I'm facing north, east, south, west, so on and so forth. It's pretty basic, all things considered, but it confused me a bit as a child. You can also accidentally leave by pressing, I think, the X button. Congratulations, you can keep whatever you found. I won't be showing off every minigame because a lot of them are just either too luck-based or just kind of pointless in the long run for me. Plus, I can grind more than enough money. As you can see, I cut to this area back again with $1,000. Just by killing enemies. Admittedly, one thing you're not going to see me be doing too much is talking to the other NPCs, because for the most part, they just give kind of flavor dialogue that doesn't really matter much. Now, we're actually coming up on something that I want to do a quick explanation of. We're coming up on a red house, which is more or less a fortune teller. A few things can happen there. Either nothing can happen, you can get a good fortune or a bad. It's the red house right there. Good fortune means you're surrounded by things that can give you money. Some women, actually, if you touch them, you get $50, but if you attack them, you lose 100. Or you're surrounded by enemies if you get a bad fortune. That's about it, though. And here's a travel agency. Weird.
Welcome. This is Oedo Travel Agency. Today's special is a tour to Shikoku Island. Would you like to go?
Sure. Now, there are 3 packages. They more or less dictate the way you're going. B and C are the way you're supposed to go, because that's where you got $100 even. B and C also restore health. B does 4, C does 6. But I'm going Pack A because I think it's funny. Thank you for choosing Package A. $50, please. There's no tour guide with Package A. Be careful on your trip. When something's wrong in Edo, action must be taken. Kid Ying and Dr. Yang leave for Shikoku Island to meet Koban, the cat boss. Koban, sorry. And with that, we're done with level 1 and on to level 2, Warlock Zone 2, Statue of Cat. Random title, but I can appreciate cats. And let's head right back into this travel agency.
Welcome to Shikoku. There's a festival going on today. There are many Hyotoko people in town,
So it's a very lively place. Hyotoko are more or less bad things you don't want to see because they're basically soldiers. Each area does tend to introduce some new enemies. Like this one introduces some little lantern holders. We'll see one in a few right there, actually. They're annoying because they can throw their lanterns at you. You can knock them away with your weapon, but it's kind of eh. And the reason I say they're annoying is that this game has one of those annoying things similar to Castlevania Adventure on the Game Boy, where if you get hit, you lose some of your power. You get demoted one weapon level, and you lose one sandal. Something I actually didn't mention about the sandals. Well, first off, we're coming up on Asana. That's more or less a place you can pay to get your health rejuvenated. The thing is with the sandals is that they not only make you move faster, they also make you jump farther, so you can jump over certain things. And here's a secret tunnel. There's some of these hidden all over the place. And the reason I brought up the sandal thing with the jumping is the fact that the amount of sandals dictates how many things you can jump over. If you have one sandal, you can jump over one thing. 2, you can jump over 2 rocks, so on and so forth. There aren't many of these in the game, but I'm going to be showing off as many as I know about and are in the way, of course. These are more or less good ways to get money, and some of them actually lead to shortcuts, like this will actually take us right towards the end of the area. And that's a golden cat, that increases our health a little bit. Most items like that, though, don't last past the area you're in. And next up, we're actually coming up on another thing I'd like to show off. By the way, whenever you see bigger curtains like that, it's usually a store, if it's not the store like that. We're coming up on a giant purple curtained area. That is the lottery. This can be a very good thing, especially if you have save states on your hand, but I didn't like to use them this time around. Welcome, this is the lottery. One play equals $100. Want to play? Good luck. The way the lottery works is very simple. You're almost always guaranteed to get money, actually. You get to choose your group, and then your card. And then you have to match things up. You always get $50 because you always get a number. Then you have to match a number with your card, and then a number, card, and the group. You can get a max of $12.50 per play out of this. It could be a really good way to make money, but I rarely ever get more than $250. I've only gotten 1,000 maybe twice in my playthroughs without having to abuse save states. And I don't like doing that for things like that, so... yeah, not happening. Oh, well, aren't these guys having a jolly time? Let's screw them over. You do actually need to attack them all. Random little thing, but yeah. Also, the masks they're wearing scare me, I'll be honest. Oh, hello there again. This is dangerous territory. Be careful. Proceed with caution. Whenever you see that Tanuki, you're more or less coming up on a platforming section. Ha 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 ha. You must be Koban's cat partner. Come on, I'm ready for you. Let's fight it out right now. This weirdness is the next boss fight. The way it works is that he'll walk around for a bit, then this thing will drop on, and then the boss fight actually begins. We need to take all the lanterns off of this little rack. The white ones take 4 hits, and I think the red ones either take 3 or 5. Maybe 4, I honestly forget, I don't count. The best way to go about this is to get on him and don't let him shoot you, because once you're on him, it's kind of hard to get knocked off, at least in the first phase. I do recommend jumping off, though, once you reach phase 2 after getting rid of all the white lanterns. Also, all the items in this area are set. There's a couple of gray cats and some money, and I think even a heart, which increases your health. Once the red ones start moving around, then you can hit them. Their attack is actually a bit more annoying to dodge because it actually homes onto you a bit. But thankfully, it doesn't home on nearly enough for me to actually be threatened. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I probably should have done this at some point, mentioned this at some point earlier. This is also a co-op game. I actually could have brought Scott along with me for this ride, but I decided not to. Just because I have a few other games I want to get to right now, so yeah. Multiplayer, more or less, there's 2 people on screen at a time. That's basically it. Once all the lanterns are gone, though, this boss fight actually gets really easy, because he only jumps around either with small hops or giant hops. You only have to hit his head at this point, and honestly, I kind of wonder why this phase is even here, because it really doesn't matter much. And that's that boss down. By the way, I think most bosses can actually still damage you when they're exploding. Hi there.
Thanks for helping me out there. I'm Koban Cat. I've been waiting for you. We're abandoned ninja cats. Protecting Edo is our responsibility. We're on a top secret mission. The precious Princess Yuki, the one and only daughter of the ruler of Edo, has been kidnapped. We searched all over Japan, but now we think we know where she is. It seems to have been taken by a mysterious group of masked men. These masked men have special weapons that cripple our ability to change forms. It's these special weapons out of theirs that have caused us so much trouble. But we've learned something. The horrible Otafu army of Awaji Island has been known to kidnap women. They must have taken Princess Yuki. She has to be there. Please, we beg of you, save Princess Yuki.
And that's our next goal. Kid Ying and Dr. Yang encountered the Hyotoko army and did away with them. Now they must go to Awaji Island to take care of the Otafu army, wicked kidnappers of helpless people. Yeah, Kid Yang and Dr. Yang kind of just get thrown into these situations and kind of go with it in this game. And with that, we're on to level 3, Warlock Zone 3, Amusement Park. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 2, we'll be checking out this amusement park. See you guys then.